Welcome all of you. Last class we studied about transmission media. Transmission media means it's a media which is used to transmit signals from one device to another. We studied about two different types of transmission media, guided media and unguided media. Guided media means there is a physical path is there to transmit data from one device to another. Unguided media means data is or signal is transmitting in the form of electromagnetic signals. There is no physical path is there. Now, guided media is categorized into three: twisted pair cable, coaxial cable and optical fiber cable. First, we can study about twisted pair cable. In twisted pair cable, two insulated copper wires are twisted together form a single wire. See, in this picture you can see two insulated copper wires are there. They are twisted together form a single wire. Through this wire, data is transmitting. One cable or one wire is used to transmit the data and other wire is used for ground interference. See, then it consists of two insulated copper wire which are twisted together form a single wire. One wire is used to carry the signal and other wire is used to avoid or use for ground reference. Twisting a wire will avoid interference with the other signals, or it will reduce the cross-talking. Interference with the other signal can be reduced because of this twisting of wires. There are two types of twisted pair cables are there. One is shielded twisted pair and another one is unshielded twisted pair. In shielded twisted pair, there will be an extra insulation is there to protect the signals from other interference. There will be an extra protection or extra insulation is there to protect the data or signal from other interference, which is not there in unshielded twisted pair. Shielded twisted pair is STP, unshielded means UTP. Now we can see what are the advantages of shielded, or what is the difference between shielded STP and UTP. See, then UTP stands for unshielded twisted pair and STP stands for shielded twisted pair. In UTP, grounding cable is not necessary, whereas in STP, grounding cable is required. Data rate or data transmission rate is slow or less in UTP, where data rate is high in STP. Cost of UTP is less. The other one is it is costlier than UTP. In UTP, much more maintenance is not needed, whereas more maintenance needed in STP. In UTP, noise is high compared to STP, which is less in STP. In UTP, the generation of crosstalk is also high compared to STP, which is less compared to UTP. The last point, in UTP, attenuation is high in comparison with STP. Attenuation means loss of signal length, strength. Loss of signal strength is high in UTP, which is less in STP. So these are the two types of twisted pair cables. One is STP, shielded twisted pair, another one is unshielded twisted pair. Now we can see what are the advantages of twisted pair cable. First one, it is low cost and low weight cable, which is more flexible. It is low cost, low weight and flexible cable. It is easy to install. And twisted pair cables are less expensive media. Normally, twisted pair cables are used for short distance transmission. And this type of cables can be used for both digital and analog transmission. So once again, what are the different types of different advantages of twisted pair cables? They are low cost, low weight and flexible cable. It is easy to install and maintain. It is suitable for short distance communication. It is a less expensive medium and which can be useful for both digital and analog transmission. Next we can say it is disadvantage. I already told that in advantage it is used only for short distance communication. So we can say its opposite as the disadvantage. It is not suitable for long distance communication. It is easily pick up the noise signal, so error rate is high in twisted pair cable. It is not suitable for broadband communication because the speed is less, bandwidth is less, so it cannot be used for broadband communication. These wires are thin wires, so there is a chance of easily break the wires. They are thin wires, then hence they can be easily broken. So these are the disadvantages of twisted pair cable. Twisted pair cables means two insulated copper wires are twisted together form a single wire. Because of the twisting, interference with the other signals is less. Now we can see the next type of guided media, that is coaxial cable. See the picture. In this picture, I can say that the data is transmitting through the inner cable. This is the inner core. So through this cable, data is transmitting or the signal is transmitting through this cable. On the top of this cable or on the top of this wire, there is another insulating material is there. Look at this picture. Here, through this cable, data is transmitting. Above this cable, there is an insulating material is there, or it is a dielectric material is there, which will prevent the loss of signal which is transmitting through this core. Above that, again another shielding material is there, which they again placed in an outer coverage. So this is the form of this form of cables is known as coaxial cable. So coaxial cable having better shielding than twisted pair cable. Multiple shielding is there to protect the signal. It consists of an insulated copper wire. The inner wire is insulated copper wire which carries the signal, which is again covered inside a plastic jacket. The center wire is a copper wire and which is stiff material and which carry the signal. This copper wire covered by using a dielectric material and which prevent the escape of signal from that copper wire. Over this mesh, which again made up of another conducting material, and the whole thing is placed inside another jacket. This form of cable is known as coaxial cable. Coaxial cables are normally used in cable TV connection and LAN communication, that is small area communication, small network. Coaxial cables are used for data signal transmission. Now we can see what are the advantages of coaxial cable. It is an excellent noise immunity. It has an excellent noise immunity is there. Signals can transmit longer distance than compared to the other one, compared to twisted pair cable. It can be used for both digital and analog signal communication or analog signals. Several channels can be transmitted simultaneously through the coaxial cables. Once again, go through the advantages. It is an excellent noise immunity is there, which can be used for longer distance communication when it compared with the twisted pair cable. And it can be used for both digital and analog communication. And it supports greater cable length between network devices than twisted pair cable. Last one, coaxial cable is used for transmitting several channels simultaneously. Several channels can be transmitted simultaneously by using coaxial cable. These are the different advantages of coaxial cable. Now we can see what are the disadvantages of coaxial cable. It is expensive than twisted pair cable. Compared to twisted pair cable, coaxial cable is expensive. It is not compatible with the twisted pair cable. That means if you want to lay a network which uses both twisted pair cable and coaxial cable, in that case, twisted pair cable is not suitable for that type of communication. It is not compatible with the twisted pair cable. So these are the disadvantages of coaxial cable. Now we can see the third type of guided media. The third type of guided media is optical fiber cable. See the picture. In this picture, the inner core. Inner core means that consists of several glass fiber material. That inner core carries the signal, which consists of several glass fiber materials bundled together form that core. And through that core, data is transmitting or signal is transmitting. That core is placed inside a cladding, which is made up of a silica material. And if the signal that is transmitting through the core, if it is escaped from there, which will be touch on that reflective material, and it is reflected back to the core itself. So see that cladding which is made up of high quality silica glass with a lower reflective index. If the light waves tries to escape from the core, then the cladding reflected back to the core itself, so that there is no loss of data is coming over there. So in this picture you can see the inner core. That inner core is consists of a glass type material. Data is transmitted through that glass type material. After that, above that glass type material, there will be another covering is there, which is developed by using silica material, which has a less reflective index is there. If any signal is tried to escape from the core, this reflective index reflected back to the core itself, so that there is no data losses occurring there. There will be outer conducting material is there. Insulating material is there. That data is transmitting through the inner core. Now, fiber optic cables are two types. One is single node and another one is multi-node. The difference between single node and multi-node is that depends upon the diameter of the inner core. Single node has less diameter than compared to multi-node. Less diameter means only less amount of data can be transmitted in a short distance. Whereas multi-node have the more diameter than single node, which can transmit more data, more signals in a longer distance. Single node fiber cable which support at a length of 2 kilometers and can have a bandwidth of 100 Mbps, where multi-node has a bandwidth of 2 Gbps and can support a maximum length of 100 kilometers. So optical fiber cable consists of two types of optical fiber cables are there, single node and multi-node. These two types are depends upon the diameter of the inner core. I told you in the previous section, that means the inner core is consists of a glass type material. Through that glass type material, signal is transmitted in the form of light signals. Light signals has high speed than any other signal. So optical fiber cable transmits signals in the form of light waves. Now we can see what are the advantages. The first advantage, you can say the first advantage. What is the first advantage? It is the fastest media, which has high bandwidth than any other media. It is the fastest media. Data can be transmitted in longer distance. So interference with the data is transmitting in the form of light signal. So interference with the other signal is less here, which can be used in industrial area, noisy place. We can use it this for optical fiber cable, because data is transmitting in the form of light signal. And these cables are lighter than copper wires, which is lighter than copper wires, so it is easy to install. It is thinner and lighter than other wires. Lighter weight make the fiber optic cable more easier to install. And there is a signal degradation is less in optical fiber cable. Signal degradation is less in optical fiber cable. Once again, recollect advantages of optical fiber cable. First one, we can say it is the fastest media. So that we can say it has high bandwidth. Less interference with the other signals, because the data is transmitting in the form of light signals, which can be useful in industrial area and in noisy area. Signal can travel in long distance without weakening. And it is much thinner and lighter than copper wires. Because of this less weight, it is easy to install. Signal degradation is less in optical fiber cable. Now we can see the disadvantages of optical fiber cable. The main disadvantage of optical fiber cable is that it is costlier than other medium. It is expensive than other medium. It needs specially skilled people, skilled labor to install this media. And the last one, it is made of glass, so it can be easily broken. The inner core is made up of glass type material, glass fiber material, so there is a chance for break that material. And data is transmitting in the form of light signal, so light signals are unidirectional. They are unidirectional, so multiple frequency is needed for bidirectional communication. Multiple frequency is needed for bidirectional communication because data or signal is transmitting in the form of light signal. Light signals are unidirectional. These are the disadvantages of optical fiber cable. So, three types of guided media now we study. First one is twisted pair cable. Twisted pair cables means two copper wires are twisted together. Two insulated copper wires are twisted together form a single wire. Because of the twisting, interference with the other signals is less. It is the cheapest media, which has less speed than other media. It is normally used for short distance communication. And the second type of guided media is coaxial cable, which is faster than twisted pair cable, which has multiple insulation is there to protect that signal. The inner core will transmit the data. Inner copper wire will transmit the data. Above that, different insulation material is there to protect the signal. And this coaxial cable is faster than twisted pair cable and expensive than twisted pair cable. And the third one is optical fiber cable, which is the fastest media which transmit data in the form of light signals, which uses glass type material to transmit the data, which has high bandwidth, and it is an expensive media which need specially skilled people, skilled labor to install and maintain this fiber optic cable. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of 3 different types of guided media. Next class we can see about unguided media. We already studied that unguided media means there is no physical media is there. Data is transmitted in the form of electromagnetic signal. So next class we can study about unguided media. Okay. Thank you children.